Hey there, what's happening YouTube? Thanks for stopping back in today here with the Rustbelt Mechanic. Now today is a very big day. I've been alluding to this one since way back in like April, and I finally am getting my big brand new Epiq snap-on toolbox in today. That's right, finally came in. Snap-on guy brought it. I'm not gonna do a whole crazy video on putting it together. I did that before with my last Epiq, but we gotta check out all the features of this one, the new box, and it's so great. Check this out. So my Snap-on guy finally called me about a week and a half ago and said, hey, your box is finally slated to be in. And I'm like, that's amazing news. It hasn't really been a huge thing for me because, like I said, I switched jobs. I went from the dealership to working out of my home shop right here, and I work for Rivian. So I don't work out of that big toolbox literally every single day. But I still wanted to keep the order. Lots of people are telling me, oh, you're so stupid for doing that. You had a box that held the tools. You don't use it that often. So lots of people ask me, why are you getting that toolbox? You have a box that holds all your tools. Why are you getting another one? Because I want to. It's my money, and I'll do what I damn well please with it. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy this one. I ended up ordering the toolbox way back in April. Just came in, and this is what my Snap-on guy sent me. The picture of the box truck coming in, and then the sweet silhouette of everything in his barn right here. Oh, that's just, it got me going. I was on a trip for work. I was up in Minneapolis when I get this call. So I'm like, oh, I need to hurry up. I need to get back. I need to get this thing. Well, the day is finally here, and this is how it came. Look at that piece of gorgeous toolbox. 84-inch Epiq right-hand locker, not power charging. It is the Power 84, and I did get the new 36-inch add-on tool cabinet that comes off to the side. I originally had ordered a top toolbox for this one, but I had that one for future tools and growth and everything, and you know, I just ended up taking that one off the order alone. I think I did all right there, and this amazing color combination here, gloss black. I was done with a flat black, totally done with it. I had two toolboxes. It kind of passed its phase, and now I had to go with the gloss black along with the new copper trim. This is the same copper trim as the 100th anniversary toolboxes, and oh god, this thing just looks so fantastic. The other difference from my other toolboxes, obviously that one had a locker over there. I just wanted more drawers, and I swear every time I go to do a video, something falls on my barn. One of those tubs just fell. God, this place is trying to kill me, I swear. But anyways, one of the differences that I did get, before in my last toolbox, I had the power top, but it was the bed liner top, since, you know, I figured black with a black top, and I had nothing but problems. You guys saw in a video that I had it bubbling up here in the front areas a couple of times, so I had to replace it, and that just sucked. I'm done with that. I don't want to have to deal with it. I've seen too many other people deal with the bed liner tops and their bubbling issues, so I went with the good old school stainless steel top, power, and the power lit, because that's just the cool freaking feature. Just because, you know. Has the new style upgraded outlets back in here, so you have a total of 5 outlets plus 2 over 2 amp USBs on both sides of the box right there. And then in the cabinet, oh, that's the other thing, I did get the light kit for it as well. So this one would be the normally open circuit So when you have the box away from it, then when you close the circuit, it would turn the light on. So got that one hooked up, and then I did get a light kit for inside of here in the cabinet as well. This one, because it would be closed, this is a normally closed circuit box, and the LED light up there, haven't started switching anything over yet, and all these amazing space and everything inside of here. I haven't even put any of the other liners in this side yet. I need to get to doing that. But it's got that, and it has a couple of little shelves for that door. Pretty sweet. And then what everybody wants to see is this new 36-inch section. I heard they do have a power lit top for this one. I don't know. I might look into that one. Wasn't really a big of a necessity for me, but these are some pretty big drawers. Like, they're pretty awesome. That one, a little bit smaller one. And then here's the big power drawer, 36-inch wide, so I can fit all these crazy chargers and big things. This is the only stuff that I started switching over. Some of my power things, all of my chargers, and set those up. I still need to set up the impact and move the holders over to where they need to go. That's pretty sweet. That one, the section, is just like on the top of the toolbox. It's got 5 110 ports as well as the 2 USBs. And then 2 more drawers here in the bottom. Big, heavy-duty drawers. All right, that's pretty awesome. And then see the difference between that power drawer and this one. Here's the one I'm going to put my DeWalt and Milwaukee things. I'll leave the snap-on ones for over there. And you can see the difference in how much extra space you have if you have some of those bigger charging components. Yes, this is a pretty decent sized space, and I do like that this one has the raised bottom to it, so you can kind of tuck and hide away your cords, whereas this one, cords are kind of more of a mess, but like I said, you've got another like 9 inches or so of room inside of this box right here, comparative. Alright, so now that you guys have seen the box, you see how amazing it is in all of its glory. Now we gotta have the whole issue of switching all the tools over. And that's one of my favorite things about getting a new toolbox or a new area, is to be able to organize it exactly how I want it to go. So this one, I am super excited because I get to get rid of all of these tiny drawers that the SP box has. Now, don't get me wrong, the SP box is okay for what it was. This is an $8,000 toolbox. It's not a fantastic toolbox, but it's not a horrible one either. It does its job. The things I disliked about it was all the small drawers, tiny ones. So, you know, if I had my wrenches, I had to have my wrenches in 1, 2, 3 drawers because I only have one large drawer for the sockets. And this drawer with the sockets is pretty full on this one. The other complaint I would have about this drawer is that it only has 1 rail on each side. And for a big drawer, that's not something really good. When you compare it over here to the Snap-on one, dual rails for a big, heavy drawer. The other thing, you can see 30-inch depth on the Epiq, and this one's only got roughly 24.5 or 25 inches depth inside of this toolbox. So just depth-wise alone, that toolbox is going to hold a lot more tools, and I'm going to be able to fit things into more of the larger drawer areas. Obviously, we're going to keep the top drawer for our sockets. Next one, we're going to be able to put all of our wrenches, everything all in here, everything that we have wrench-wise. And then this one, debating on whether to do pliers or screwdrivers and picks inside of this one, because either of those categories are a pretty large category in the toolboxes. But I've also got plenty of drawer space over here. I've got 4 extra drawers in that one that I'm not used to having. And the cabinet over here in this one is full of, honestly, a lot of junk that I really don't need a whole lot anymore. This entire drawer, yeah, it's got a couple of snack stuff in it, but it's full of parts for conversion bands, remotes, lights, conduit, LEDs, little emblems, lights, keys, everything that I would need for doing conversion van stuff, more LED strip rolls. A lot of that stuff I don't need anymore because I'm not working on that. I'll be able to condense that one down, get rid of a bunch of crap in there. And then here's where I have a whole bunch of extra electrical components, be it relays, lights, sockets, bulbs, flashers, all my extra, lighting components. There's some more conversion van stuff too. Some of the stuff I just honestly am not going to have a necessity for anymore. Those little things I just held on to. PDC for a Chrysler. You can't get these handles if a customer decides to break one without getting a whole $700 PDC. Just little junk like that I held on to forever. This one's a whole lot of tire component things. Stud removers and installers, a whole bunch of lug nuts, locking lug nut keys, TPMS sensors. Half the stuff I'll be able to get rid of in this drawer, and I'm pretty sure this one's just a bunch of junk. I do have one tool case, some extra filters and stuff that I can put over there on my shelves where I already have some filters, so I'll be able to thin out that drawer too. So honestly, this entire cabinet right here, I bet I could get rid of at least 3/4 of it. I've got all my cases of everything up there, but like I said, in this new Epiq one in here, I bet you fit every single one of those tools in one, if not two drawers. So tons and tons of extra space in that one, because the stuff that I have to fit over to it is a bunch more junk. Lots of electrical test components, power probes, cameras and stuff. I had a lot of my chargers in here. That stuff's kind of got flipped over to the other box already. Wiring. This is a whole bunch of wiring. Giant sack of wires, AC things, pins, wire, nuts. That's all that one is. Extra tools, and I took some impacts out of here that I already had sitting. Those are in the other toolbox already. And then some more electrical test equipment, some extra stuff, extra wrenches, Treba sets of wrenches for doing line things, stuff that I don't normally have in the main part of the box. So I think that I can switch everything in those two cabinets that's worth a damn into this cabinet, if not half to 3/4 of this cabinet. So I'm saving a lot there. I'm going to be getting rid of a bunch of stuff. I'm sure somebody at the dealership will take some of these things that they'll be normally able to use for test components and stuff. But all right, there is what's going to switch over on the two cabinets. The other big thing that I have to complain about this toolbox, and it's wouldn't normally be something that someone would complain about, but I'm using all of these Toolbox Widget socket trays, or the modular socket rails. You can interconnect them and you can fill out exactly what you need throughout your socket sets. All cool and all, except for this toolbox has a mat. Let's see if I can pry this off of a corner here. This thing has a mat that is super thick. I mean, this thing is over 1/4 inch thick right in here. And then, that's cool for padding the drawer and all, I guess. But if you're running anything magnetic, like all of these socket rails are all magnetic, they don't magnet so well through that big of a, pad. Whereas if I take some of these over and put them into the top drawer within here, we can see already the base of this thing does not want to move. That was some of the problems that I had mostly with my larger sockets. I would pick these things up and it would move. Hello, gato. They would move whenever I would pick it up, or it'd want to stick, and then, yep, there it came off of its rail. So that sucked, and hopefully getting all that over there will alleviate a lot of that. And like I said, the drawer depth sucked. Having one single rail makes this drawer bow significantly when you put in that many sockets. So now what we're going to do is switch over the entire socket drawer so we can check that one out. enough of this fast forward magic. Check out what we've got so far. All right, we've got pretty much all over 1/2-inch stuff in here. Still got a couple more individual sockets to get over into here, but we're getting into some of our specialty things, and I can tell already how much more I love using these Toolbox Widget socket organizers with this thinner mat. I don't know if it's just a thinner mat or better steel or whatever for the magnets to attach to, but this thing is so much better. I'll admit, I was not a huge fan of it because of that mat in that box. That sucked. It's nothing against the Toolbox Widget. They worked fine. And this is just to show me, these things stick so much better. I'm not going to be grabbing sockets out and it's going to rip half the rail off. It doesn't matter how big any of the sockets are or anything. They grip a little bit, but they're not going to be holding on to anything along in there. So pretty awesome. Now we're going to do a little bit of YouTube magic and just get the rest of it in the snap of a finger. Ta-da! Look at all this prettiness. There's so much more room for activities. I've got things spaced out quite a bit. The other one, like everything was shoved up to the front and it was like stacked on top of each other. In some of the circumstances, I had, a hard time reaching my fingers in and, kind of pulling it up. Well, in this circumstance, I don't have to worry about grabbing all the way on the base plate to hold it down because, like I said, on this box, they actually hold themselves down to the box. So it's a lot better. Everything is sticking nicely. Plus, there is plenty more room here in the back. Obviously, those are still in, some cases, and there's a ton of room in the back of the drawer right there. Everything has plenty of room in the front in case I want to get some more extensions up in that area, and all of my ratchets are nicely placed in line over in that side too. So all in all, this is one gorgeous socket drawer, I would have to say so. And if you guys like these Toolbox Widget organizers, which I absolutely love, and I think that everyone should have a really good socket organization system. There's a lot of good ones out there. But for the completionist, I'm one who, if I get these things from Snap-on and it may not have all of them in that set, and I don't want all the plastic things taking up these, some of those vertical socket trays may have some open sides to them and you have to fill it in here and there. With these from Toolbox Widget, you can just put in exactly what you have and it will fit exactly the size of set that everybody has. Custom fit to made, whatever placement and whatever kind of sets that you want to put together, going from here with all the Allens all the way down to 1/4-inch ones, and then to 3/8 universals, and then right into my 3/8 ones, all there right in one continuous nice neat row. I will put a link for these in the description below. Just an FYI, I do get a kickback from I think I still do, at least, from sets of these that are sold. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to click that link below if you guys are interested in these. I believe you also do get 10% off anything on Toolbox Widget. Speaking of, no, I'm not going to even get into that drawer right now. Speaking of Toolbox Widget, I've got these SP ratchets in like 3 different drawers here, and you can see I do have some Toolbox Widgets for some of these back here. Now I'm going to make a totally separate video on just going to wrenches and making one fantastic nice wrench drawer right there that I'm going to do all with Toolbox Widgets as well. We're going to be filling this drawer in right here with every single wrench that I have and need. I'm going to be switching over. I used the SP sets that I had in this box just because they fit into these tiny drawers that I had, and that's kind of what they were made for. But I'm going to be going back over to some of my nice fancy Snap-on sets that I have in my other toolbox, and I've got plenty of the Toolbox Widgets to be able to organize all of those exactly how I want to fit in that other box. We'll have, plenty of space because it won't be having all of this unused area. Everything will be nice and tight together. Minty fresh is what it's going to be like. All right, boys and girls, well, I think that's been enough for one day. Organization with the sockets is a big enough deal, and that took just a little bit of time to put it exactly how I wanted it to. Let alone the whole rest of the box, it's gonna take me quite a bit, and I don't think that we wanna make a huge, massive time-lapse video. It's just, I don't think it's that great of content anyways. I know you guys absolutely love toolbox tours, so I am sure that I will do a complete toolbox tour on this new toolbox after I get it all done. I have a feeling with all the work that I have going on with Rivian right now, I've got some training coming up and a little bit of travel. It's gonna take me a bit to get everything exactly how I want it to be. So I will come out with that content as soon as I possibly can, but I do have another couple of videos coming down the line as well that will come out prior to doing those. If you guys want to see individual organization videos on anything like that, if you want to see how I do the pliers or how I do the sockets or the wrenches and setup and everything with the toolbox widgets or anything else around here with the organization of the new toolbox, feel free to leave those down in the comments below, and I will keep note of that one and keep a running tally of doing some video while I'm doing some switching over of everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you guys love the toolbox. It is absolutely amazing sitting in here, and thankfully this one will be leaving then soon hereafter. If you guys like this one, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on the bell notification so you get notified when I come out with cool, awesome content coming down the road. Thanks for tuning in, and everybody, you guys stay awesome.